Welcome traders to another last session. Today is Thursday, September 5th, 2019. As the week dwindles down, we're getting through some major fundamentals. Today we had the ADP release for not NFP, employment change, and they did amazing. 195k jobs were added. This was the actual versus the forecast. And so obviously we got a lot of dollar strength, and since yesterday many pairs gained on the dollar. um, right now we're seeing euro kind of pull back, but if you looked at gold pretty much dropped out of the sky. So we'll speak on gold, but um, yeah, so we'll speak a bit about that. Let's get into what happened in with our pound yen trade, because we aren't taking too many trades. But yesterday we did get in on pound yen shorts, and we got 30 pips, right around there, which is fine. Take profit one was hit, move stop loss to entry, and take partials. Obviously, since then we've got stopped out, but we took what the market gave us. It's not always going to give us much, but we got an extra 30 pips for the week. Obviously, for those that have been with me for quite some time now, NFP week has never really been my favorite week to trade. And I think last time we had NFP week, I said I'll actually skip out on trading next time, just because it's just too chaotic, and there's the price action isn't too clean. Too many releases to keep track of. Especially this week, we had the no deal Brexit vote, so a lot of things are coming out unexpectedly. So this time around, it wasn't as bad. We're still in profits, but just a side note: if you are a new client that are following our signals, I tend to not trade as much during NFP week. Every other week, you're gonna get more setups, but I rather have us make some pips than lose a bunch trying to get in random setups. But yeah, let's go to euro. As discussed yesterday, we got that major pullback within the consolidation box. Let's draw the 4-hourly. And I did say we were right around somewhere here. We did make a push to 110 to 80, and to catch longs back to the consolidation box or to this outside trendline touch, we needed a break, retest, rejection, which we did get. So we did get quite a decent move. Let's see how much of a move we got. Right around 50 pip move if you follow the retest rejection principle. Since then, once we pierced through this consolidation region, we kind of got a rejection, and that was pretty much thanks to the ADP release. Now, that doesn't say we're gonna have a total trend shift. If you talk about overall price structure, we are in a nice descending channel, right? You can see it dating back to June. So we have a nice descending channel, and we might as well, and we probably will, go back to touch the top of this trend line of the channel again. From there, we can look for either shorts, just to follow the overall trend. On the flip side, if we do get a break above 111 200, we can look to longs for maybe 1.12 thousand, somewhere around these highs. So that's what we see for euro. And tomorrow is Friday, and tomorrow is NFP, the actual release. We have the unemployment rate, and the NFP release. So tomorrow is also going to be a major market mover, so there's no point of rushing it. I think you're just going to have to leave euro alone, especially because from here to here is probably just 50 pips anyways. So it's not worth being exposed to that risk when you could be in that trade going into tomorrow. And on the flip side, we are at a nice previous support for the euro, 110,700, our previous consolidation range, which we have tapped and rejected from. So if you do go long now, you could very well get burnt because price could retrace back lower. Also, actually, we can actually do this. Yeah, that's nice. So this recent high we made is in line with another descending trend line. You see that from here to here to here. So what could happen is we just go down. This is all the retrace that EURUSD is going to get, and that recent ADP news release is enough fundamental confluence to go lower, right? So obviously the best time to long is maybe a close back above 110,700 like we did before when we got a close below the top of this trading range, 110 100. We got the short available to 110,700. So on the flip side, we're trying to get a close back within here to possibly go long to right around here. And if we do get that break outside of the descending trend line, we can go long to 1.12 thousand. That latter scenario is very unlikely in my opinion, but it's all dependent on what happens tomorrow. So these are all times in Eastern. 8:30 a.m. Eastern is going to be major for the CAD as well as the dollar. So make sure you're out of trades by then, unless you trade news, which I did teach some of you how to do. We have a YouTube video. Just go to youtube.com and type in Forex Lens how to trade news, and you'll see my video on how to trade high impact news. So I may be doing this. But yeah, and then at 12:30 we're gonna have Powell speak. So he's gonna do probably a recap of the releases, how the economy is doing, and how long these rates are gonna be as low as they are. So that's euro. Let's look at pound. So pound has also gained, and yesterday I did give a long setup, and hopefully some of you took it. I know I'm not too convinced about the pound, but this was a setup given yesterday, and pretty much played out perfectly. And wow, this is right around 130 pip move right here for longs. Nice. This was right off the support at 121,800, right around here. We got that push, and we got pretty much a zero drawdown entry to long. So this is the benefit of the live sessions, is I'll call setups that aren't, or show setups that aren't being sent through Telegram. Just because there may be different entry requirements. And yeah, we can see the entry was pretty simple. We had a push of a key level, we had a retest rejection of that level, and this is where our entry was right after the confirmation bearish candle right here. And since then we haven't looked back, and we've actually gone further than our previous take profit. We're going to, if you look at the title of this video on YouTube later today, we're going to make an attempt at 123,730, and now this is a level that's kind of been key for gold, for pound, actually not gold, pound longs. If you look at the daily, we've since the start of August we've kind of been below this level, and any previous attempts haven't gone higher than this level. So it's a key support. If we look to the left, we can see previous wicks in this area. And it's been the previous support, obviously, back here, dating back to 2017. So if we are going to make, a quote-unquote recovery, or maybe, a decent-sized retracement for a pound, that break above 123,730 is key. It's very key, and not even just a break, not even just like a wick. We need a closure, maybe some sort of consolidation to create a support on this level. I'll show you with arrows what I mean by this, but come up here, and then this is what we want. We want price to consolidate a bit, maybe a couple retests, create support, create a consolidation box, and then we're going to trade the breakout. That's my plan for pound USD, because 123.70 is going to be reached by the end of the day. So whoever caught the longs yesterday, congrats. But this is what we're seeing. We're seeing this right now, and this is what we want. So we'll be on lookout for this, and this is gonna work because it falls in line with some of our trading strategies. So let me get out the horizontal ray. So we're gonna need a break and a closure above 123,730, consolidation to create some support and resistance between these two levels, and then we want to break out, trade the breakout. And if you look on the weekly, and we're on the daily, so we can see how much the pound has slipped. The pound has slipped quite a bit, and since then we've had some bullish reaction off this final line of support at the historic low. We had printed a hammer on the weekly time frame, so we are due for a significant retrace. But obviously, if you look at the price action, zoom out a bit, dating back to 2018 in April, we've been in a nice significant downtrend. So the retrace might not be aggressive, but it is a pound. It moves a lot, so any move is pretty much aggressive. You couldn't bag a lot of pips. So just drawing out this trend line, we could come back up to here, tap it here. Might be a nice area because we've had some previous consolidation. We had maybe around 5 months just stuck below this level, right around 127,500. So that's quite in line with this trend line touch. So this next trend line touch. So that's where we can go for pound. We're just waiting for the optimal entry. Obviously, tomorrow's NFP is going to be key, right? Today's ADP release came out better than expected, and that's usually a nice predictive factor of tomorrow's release. So if tomorrow's release is strong, if it's similar or on par with today's release, we could see the flip side. We could see, the push to here, 123,730 later today. And when that release comes, we could see a major drop. So it's all dependent on Friday, but I think Monday we'll have a clear idea of where pound, where euro are going against the dollar. Looking at gold, because it's crazy to see how volatile gold can be. But a similar trade setup off this resistance trading range we've been trading. Yeah, it doesn't get simpler than this. So earlier in the week we traded the long to 1550. And then there's another buy from 1519, which we spoke of for many months. And then there is another short available from 1550 for about 100 pips. We had a push up, and this is why I say you should always use price action instead of buy stops, because if you had a buy stop above 1550, depending where it was, you might have bagged some pips, but if your target was our near-term target at 1570, you might have gotten burned, because the setup was given yesterday, but I did say a key element of this was a push, a retest rejection, and if you look at the smaller time frame, we didn't get any of that. So we got the push. We came down to a retest, but if you see, there was no rejection. We just kept going lower, and we closed back within range, right? So longs were invalidated as soon as we closed at this candle. We should have stopped looking for longs, right? Because we didn't get that bullish reaction. And furthermore, there is confirm for shorts. So once we got that push, we came up and we got that retest at this 1550 area, and then we got that rejection. So if you have been coming to these live sessions and have been paying attention to the retest rejection philosophy, you could have, if you missed the entry here for shorts, which you could have because you were looking for longs, gold gave you another opportunity to go short once it came back and retested and it rejected. After this candle, it was your confirm to go short to our near support at 1519, and you could have bagged a nice amount of pips. This is around 240. So I'm not always gonna be on the charts. I do a lot of stuff at Forex Lens, and I'm usually asleep during London session. So these type of setups, you guys are going to get into a habit of catching on your own. And back on the actually let's go on the 4 hourly so we can see. So back on the 4 hourly, we can see that much of the later part of the move was accelerated due to the ADP release, but on the hourly we saw that it was being a short from the get-go, and the ADP release just helped it get there. Since then, if we look, and this is amazing, gold has gone all the way down here, right to 1506, but since then it was squeezed back within 1519. So this is a major level. It's just not drawn randomly. We've discussed it previously on how to draw these levels. If you're wondering how to do that, just go to our portal. We have an education section. Go technical analysis and identifying key support and resistance zones. Make sure you watch that video. But it's amazing to see price just get squeezed back within this support right here. And on the 1 hourly, we're going to be, if we do get that close back up above here, why not long? The only thing that I'd be worried about is because since this initial move was so aggressive, the push up to here might just be a retrace before we go lower. That's what's happening with gold. Tomorrow's NFP, but I did say earlier in the week that if we wanted a nice bias on gold, if we look on the daily, let me remove these fibs and some of these take profit levels. Just to get clear insight. So I use horizontal arrays for take profit levels, just in case you guys are wondering. But yeah, so this makes it more cleaner. I think Tuesday or Monday, I did say that either a closure below 1519. We did not get that. Hopefully, if we do, we can go short. Closure below 1519 means we're going to 1490. A closure above 1550 means we're going to 1570. And what I mean by closure, obviously I mean the break, retest, the whole jazz. That's what we're looking for. On the hourly, we're currently we have closed below. Okay, great. Now we're currently retesting 1519. If we can get the next candle, which is the next hourly candle, so at 12 o'clock, right? We'll see how this candle closes. If at 1 o'clock we have a nice bearish candle below this candle, the wick of this candle, that'd be confirmed to short to 1490. And the risk reward would be phenomenal as always. Entry would be here. Stops would be, let's remove this. Stops will be just a bit above 1419, and take profit would be down here. So 1.89, and this is a pretty conservative stop. It's actually 30 pips above 1519, so that's a bit more breathing room than usual, but it is NFP week, so we want to make sure we don't get stopped out randomly. So this is what we're going to be looking for, and what I'll be looking for. I'll call it on Telegram. For the bigger accounts, you guys can enter this. The small accounts, I would not recommend it. I think for the week we're above 170, 180 in terms of signals called on Telegram, and in terms of setups called on the live session, probably up to 300, maybe even 400, because gold brought in a lot, and then we had USD CAD, USD CHF, USD Yen. So pretty slow week, but a week in profits is still a good week. But I did give this PSA last NFP week back in August. That's not my favorite week to trade, and many traders actually do sit the week out. Thankfully, we got some pips and we don't force the issue. I'm still kind of hurt from missing from calling off the USD CHF trade and the USD CAD trade, because they both fell, I think, over 70 pips. But it's fine. Don't get too attached. There's always going to be opportunities next week. So I think this is today's live session. Actually, before I end it off, after the live sessions are processed, they're usually processed within two or 3 hours max. I do send out an email recapping the session, and also giving a link to watch it. It's sent to all your emails. So if you're ever looking for a heads up of when the session is processed and ready to watch in case you missed it, just check your email for the in case you missed it email, and you can watch it. So in that write-up yesterday, I did say I was looking for Euro NSD shorts, and they played out during London, and we have another possible chance to enter short again. So I'll probably might do a call for that, or also Euro Aussie, which is also showing another chance to enter. So we can see, it's a perfect chance to enter. Oh my. Before I started this session, we were actually up here, and so I was like, I'm just waiting for a closure. But let's see the risk reward. Okay, another live call for my my live session family. You guys are a family now. This is what we're looking for intraday. Euro Aussie. Let's go for it. We are gonna be shorting Euro Aussie, and let's see the stops. Don't enter it now. I'm just trying to adjust everything. Entries here. Take profit is 40 pips. You know what? Yeah, our stop's only 20 pips, so actually less than that. So yeah, we'll enter this intraday short. I had originally a swing trade planned out, and from here, and this was one of the take profits, but we actually rebounded from there. Anyways, we're gonna go short. Enter now. Entry is now. Stop loss is 162.275. The intraday take profit is 161.700. So let's short it. Let's get some pips in. This is a live call. I'll do the signal after, but entry is now. We'll see how this trade plays out tomorrow. Hopefully it goes in our favor. But Euro Aussie, let's do it. So I'll see you guys tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern, and be safe. Tomorrow is gonna be a wild day, especially at 8:30 a.m. Eastern onward. So play it safe if you trade on your own. Don't get too greedy. If you are gonna trade news and you're still new to it, make sure you go smaller than usual, just so you kind of you don't pull your account, because slippage can happen. But I'll see you guys tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern. I'm RP Forex. This was another great live session. Peace and happy trading.